dear. Are you all ready to boogie?
Yeah!
Let's boogie!
Dear Mrs. Dipsworth.
Dear. This is so much fun.
Mrs. Dipsworth.
Dip. Hello, boys and girls. How are you today? Oh dear, for those of you who don't know, my name is Mrs. Dipsworth, and welcome to Mrs. Dipsworth's story time. Now, are you ready to have a good time? Oh dear, you'll have to speak louder. Are you ready to have a good time? Oh, wonderful. Well, as I said before, my name is Mrs. Dipsworth, and welcome to Mrs. Dipsworth's story time. Well, welcome to Mrs. Dipsworth's story time. I am Mrs. Dipsworth, and oh dear, what do you mean I've already said that? Okay, all right, well, fine. I'm sorry. Sometimes when people start to get a little bit older, they start to forget things, so I will have to ask that you be patient with me. Well, my name is Mrs. Dipsworth, and welcome to Mrs. Dipsworth's story time. Today we are going to read an amazing story that I hope you will certainly love. But before we do that, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Let's see. Well, I want to share with you that I know. Okay, can you keep a secret? Oh, come on. Can you? Okay, well, I want to share with you that I know everything there is to know about everything in the whole wide world. Yes, everything there is to know about everything. Oh, might be a little Mrs. Dipsworth's magic, but I will tell you about that a little bit later on. First, before we get started, I want to explain to you the most exciting way to enjoy story time. Now, everyone who is anyone knows that if you're going to enjoy a story, well, you have to use your eyes because you have to look at the words on the page if you know how to read, or look at the pictures if someone else is reading to you. So, of course, you're going to use your eyes to see the words and to read and to see all the beautiful photographs and colors and all of those things. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. In order to really enjoy story time, you have got to use not only your eyes, but you've got to use your ears. Now, how do we use our ears, Mrs. Dipsworth? Well, let me tell you. You use your ears to listen. You use your ears to listen. Sometimes someone is reading a story to you, like Mrs. Dipsworth is going to do today, so you listen with your ears. Sometimes, if you're reading aloud to yourself, you listen to the story from the sound of your own voice, but you get the point. All right, now, the other thing you are going to need to use is your mouth. Oh, dear. Oh, silly Mrs. Dipsworth. Oh, dear. How can one use their mouth during story time? Do we eat the book? Oh, no, please don't. Don't eat the book. What I want you to do is use your imagination. With your mouth, you taste things. So sometimes a book speaks of tasty foods and things that if you imagine, you can use your mouth or your taste buds to really enjoy the story. Like if the story happens to be about some gooey, ooey, hot, chocolate chip cookie with caramel and gooey, oh, sorry, but you get the point. So you're using your eyes to look at the words or look at the pictures. You're using your ears to listen to the story, the imaginary sounds that are all around you. You're using your mouth to imagine the tastes of foods and things of that nature that are in your story. And last but not least, you are using your nose. You're using your nose because you're imagining the smells. Imagine if you are walking through a jungle in your story and you're imagining that, ooh, what is that smell? Oh dear, it smells like an alligator. I don't know how an alligator smells, but you get the point. All right, so you imagine the smells with your nose. So in order to really, really enjoy a good book, you have to dive into the book. You have to use your eyes, your ears, your mouth, and your nose. And we have a song about it. Now, I want you to repeat after me. Eyes, good. Ears, good. Mouth, good. Nose, good. Now, I would like for you to say that all over again. A little bit faster now. Eyes, ears, mouth, nose. Say it with me now. Eyes, ears, mouth, nose. Again. Eyes, ears, mouth, nose. Oh, give yourselves a round of applause. So wonderful, wonderful. Now, we are going to learn a song about it, and it goes like this. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. That is how the story goes. Oh, I think we should try it again. It sounds familiar. Let's try that again. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. That is how the story goes. Oh my goodness, wonderful. Are you ready to sing it with me? Oh, I can't hear you. Are you ready to sing it with me? Wonderful. Let's sing here, dear. Oh, dear. All right, here we go, dear. Oh, all right. Sit up nice and straight and sing. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. That is how the story goes. Wonderful. Now I need you to sing really loud one more time and sing. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. That is how the story goes. Oh, wonderful. Oh, give yourselves a round of applause. I do believe that you are ready for story time. All right, this book is called Violet and Winston. Violet and Winston. Oh, let's see here now. The Noisy Eater. Violet and Winston were having a picnic. The mockingbirds were singing, the brook was babbling, and the leaves were rustling in the breeze. But Violet couldn't hear any of it because Winston was crunching on carrots. It sounded louder than a bowling alley. Violet didn't complain, though. She didn't want to make her friend feel bad. Violet had to do something to drown out the racket, so she started to eating peanut brittle. That peanut brittle sounds delicious, Winston said. Can I please have a piece? Uh-oh, Violet thought, but he had asked her so nicely, how could she say no? Oh dear. Winston started chomping on the peanut brittle. Now it sounded like a billion bowling alleys. Violet winced, she squirmed, she gritted her teeth, but she finally had to stick her fingers in her ears. Oh, it was so loud. Violet, why are your fingers in your ears? Winston asked. What? Violet said, I can't hear you. My fingers are in my ears. Violet, Winston shouted, take your fingers out of your ears. Violet took her fingers out. I'm sorry, Winston, but you were eating so loudly it was giving me a headache. Well, why didn't you say so? Winston said. I promise I won't make any more noise. Well, there's no food left anyhow, said Violet. I know, said Winston. That will make it easy for me to keep my promise. And for the rest of the afternoon, the two good friends sat quietly and listened to the birds and the brook and the rustling leaves. All right. Oh dear, let's see here now. Oh dear, there's always stuff. All right. Until Winston fell asleep. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. The missing glasses. Oh, I have on glasses, but mine are right here. I know where they are. Do you wear glasses? Do you know someone who wears glasses? Oh, I'm sorry. I digress. Here we go. The missing glasses. Violet and Winston were sitting in their favorite booth at the cafe, but the menu looked like a blur to Winston. He reached into his pocket. Oh no, he cried. I've lost my glasses. Don't worry, Violet said. I'm the queen of finding things. Where was the last place that you wore them? On my nose, Winston said. No, Violet said. I mean, where were you? Oh, Winston said. He thought a minute. I was at the bookstore. Oh dear, this is exciting. Let's see here now. But Winston's glasses were not at the bookstore. I am the king of losing things, he moaned. Oh, don't be silly, said Violet. All we have to do is keep retracing your footsteps. Where did you go from here? To the music store, Winston said. But Winston's glasses were not at the music store either. Not even inside the tuba. Oh, I'll never see my glasses again, he said. Never say never. I'm the queen of finding things. Where did you go next? To the candy store. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, what's going to happen here? They searched and searched the candy store, only stopping once to buy some blueberry jelly beans. But Winston's glasses were nowhere to be found. Winston sighed. It's time to give up, he said. The queen of finding things does not give up, Violet said. Where did you go from here? Oh, I went to meet you, he said sadly, at the cafe. Uh-oh, said Violet. Right back where we started. Well, we might as well go eat lunch, said Winston. You can't read the menu. You can read the menu to me. Oh dear. Oh dear. The two friends trudged back to their favorite booth and plopped down. Ouch! Violet said. What's wrong? Asked Winston. I sat on something, said Violet. She reached underneath herself. My glasses, cried Winston. You are the queen of finding things. Winston put on his glasses. Violet giggled and pulled a roll of tape out of her pocket. Don't worry, she said. I am also the queen of fixing things. The garage sale. Winston was having a garage sale. Violet was keeping him company. How much for that doll house? A lady asked. Before Winston could answer, Violet said, Oh, you mean that haunted one? The lady grabbed her daughter's hand and she hurried off. Winston was shocked. Violet, that dollhouse isn't haunted, he said. Why did you scare away my customer? Violet blushed. I don't know what came over me, Violet said. Oh dear. Another customer strolled up. I'll take this sweater, he said to Winston. Funny thing about that sweater, Violet said. Every time it gets wet, it shrinks a few more sizes. Why, in a few more washings, it will probably disappear. The customer tossed the sweater and he left. Violet, Winston hissed, I'll never sell everything if you keep doing that. Oops. Ooh, Violet said. Oh dear, Violet, why would you do that? Let's find out, friends. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, here we go. How much for this mug? A lady asked. Winston was just about to answer when Violet struck again. Oh, well, that mug is, it's cursed, Violet said. If you drink out of it, your tongue will fall off. And the lady turned pale, dropped the mug, and fled. Winston was hopping mad. That mug is not cursed, he shouted. I served you cocoa in it 100 times. I know, Violet said in a small, quivery voice. That's why I couldn't stand to see you sell it. What do you mean? Winston said. I have too many fond memories of that mug, Violet said. And that sweater. You were wearing it the day we met. And how could I say goodbye to the dollhouse? You and I built every room of it together. Poor Violet. Poor Violet. Everyone say, poor Violet. Yes, oh dear, oh dear. Excuse me, a man said. How much for this conch shell? Winston hesitated. He looked at Violet and then back at the shell. This one? He said. It's only $2,000. Violet's eyebrows shot up. Well, I never, said the man, and he shoved the shell into Winston's hands and he stormed off. Violet, Winston said, remember when you showed me how I could hear the ocean if I held this conch shell up to my ear? Of course I do, she said, smiling at him fondly. Oh dear. And the two old friends leaned their heads together, put the shell in their ears, and listened to the whooshing of the waves. What do we say at the end of a good book, friends? Yes, the end. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, that book was a very interesting book. There was lots of different things happening about friendship. In the first story, he was loud. He was sleeping loudly. He was snoring and chewing loudly. But because she was his friend, she didn't want to hurt his feelings by telling him that he was being a little bit loud, even though it was giving her a headache. So, as a good friend, she spared his feelings. But once she told him, and she told him in a very nice way, he was able to fix the problem. Because sometimes that's all it takes is for two friends or two family members to talk, and all of a sudden the problems are fixed and there is love again. Oh dear. Then, in the next story, he lost his glasses. Now, I know I've personally, oh dear, I have 17,000 pairs of these glasses and I lose them all the time. That's why I have so many. But when you lose something, raise your hand, wave at me if you've ever lost something before. Yes, you have. You have. Now, when you lose something, exactly what Violet did is what you do. If you're standing in the middle of the living room and you're thinking, oh dear, I know I set that bottle of water down somewhere. Let me see. The last place I went before this was I stopped by the bathroom. So you go there. It's not there. Okay, and then the next place was, I walked into the living room, so you go there. If it's not there, you just keep going on and on until you find it. It's only a matter of time with you retracing your steps. You'll find it, I promise. I always do. Now, the most exciting time this has ever happened to me, I spent 30 minutes looking for my glasses and they were on my face. Mrs. Dipsworth is so silly. Now, on the last story, and this is the most important, we share so many memories and we love so many things. Oh, this is Mrs. Dipsworth's favorite cup. It's all sparkly and beautiful. It's my favorite cup to drink water out of. But sometimes we have to move away and leave things, or sometimes we lose things, or sometimes we have to sell things in a garage sale because we've outgrown them. Now, that's a cup, and I won't outgrow that cup, but what if it's your favorite doll, and now you're getting to be really a lot older, or you don't have space, or you're getting new dolls, or new trucks, or cars, or toys. Sometimes it's very difficult to let go of things and people that we really, really love. Sometimes it causes us to just, act all crazy. But what we can do, we can always, always, always keep our memories. As long as you have it in here and in here, those things never really go away. Oh, what wonderful stories those were. I love it. I love it. All right. Wasn't that a wonderful story, friends? Oh dear, I had such a good time reading to you. I really love reading to you. I love to read so much, but... Oh. There's only one thing that I love to do almost as much as I love to read. Can you tell me what that is? Oh, come on, louder now. Can you tell me what that is? Yes, I love to boogie. All right, now I'm going to get you to boogie with me. Now, I've got to stay here in this nice little chair that, yes, it's the Mrs. Dipsworth's chair for now. So you don't. You can stand up. As a matter of fact, I encourage you, stand up, stand to your feet. Now, I want to teach you a little something before we boogie. Here we go. Now, everything that we sing and every boogie move that we dance all goes back to counting. Now, can you count to 4 with me? Let's try it. 1, good. 2, good. 3, good. 4. All right. Well, that's it. Oh, stop it. Stop it. No, just go to 4. All right. All right. Here we go. Yes. All right. So here is what I need you to do. I need you to count to 4 over and over and over again, because that is how we count our dances. All right, now we're gonna have your feet. Pretend like these are your feet. I know they aren't really feet, but today we're going to pretend. Oh dear, Mrs. Dipsworth is so silly. Oh dear. All right, so here are your feet. Now you are going to go to your right 4 times. All right, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, good job. Now you're going to go back to your left 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Now, I need you to go backwards like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the last count of 4, you can do any kind of boogie that you want. Any kind of boogie that you want. If you think of yourself as a ballerina, then your boogie might be like this. Boogie, boogie. Or if you think of yourself as a big, strong football player, your boogie might be like this. Throw the ball. Woo! Throw the ball. Woo! Throw the ball. Woo! Throw the ball. Or perhaps you think of yourself as a rock star. So your boogie might be like this. Boogie, 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 boogie. Yes, It doesn't matter. Whatever your boogie is, I want to see you boogie. Are you ready to boogie? I can't hear you. Are you ready to boogie? All right, let's do it. Here we go. Oh, dear. Oh, here we go. Are you all ready? 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4. Boogie! Oh, good! Wonderful! Now, I want you to try it again. Stand up. Make sure you're standing up. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boogie! I almost fell off of the chair. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now, I want to give you one more opportunity to boogie. You've got to really be ready. Are you really ready? Okay, here we go. And 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boogie! Boogie! Oh, boogie! Oh dear, I love to boogie. Oh my dear. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I hope you love to boogie. You've got to practice though, but in order to be a very good boogier, you have got to count 1, 2, 3, 4. And sometimes you even go to 5, 6, 7, 8. You decide, you boogie. Remember earlier I told you that I know everything there is to know about everything in the whole wide world? Well, I do. Some people think it's magic, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Can you keep a secret? All right. My magic is really not magic at all. I will tell you, the way I came to know everything there is to know about everything in the whole wide world. Now, when I was a little girl, about 4 years old, or maybe 5 years old, my mother bought me a book. Yes, she bought me a book. And I read that book from cover to cover. I read it over and over and over again. And I discovered that I loved reading. I learned so much from that book. Well, I loved reading so much that I started to read everything I could get my hands on. I would read the signs along the highway. I would read the backs of people's t-shirts. I would read the backs of green bean cans. I would even read that little bitty paper that came inside of the VCR box. And you don't know what that is, do you? A VCR. Don't worry about it. I told you Mrs. Dipsworth is old. But I would read everything I could get my hands on. And that, friends, is how I came to know everything there is to know about everything in the whole wide world. Reading. That is my magic. Now, shh. Now that you know, you go read. You read lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. And I want you to continue to read, continue to boogie, continue to have an amazing, amazing time enjoying your family. All right, now I will see you next time on Mrs. Dipsworth's Storytime. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, you're so wonderful to me. Bye-bye. Oh, bye.